Welcome to Chemistry Online Classes. Today I am going to start a unit from Chemistry Theory paper, and the unit name is Fundamentals of Organic Chemistry and Alkenes. I have planned this unit in this fashion. First I am going to discuss about different bond cleavages in covalent bond, followed by different intermediates in organic chemistry, their shape and reactivity, and we will discuss about electronic factors like inductive effect, mesomeric effect. After completion of that fundamentals, then we will focus on preparation of alkenes and some of the reactions with respect to alkenes, preparation of dienes and some of the noted reactions in the dienes, and lastly we discuss about alkyne chapter. And this is the way I have planned unit 3, how I am going to teach. So let me start. If I take any organic reaction, usually if we take a starting material, we call it as substrate, convert into product. Substrate also called as starting material. So with respect to substrate, in presence of maybe reagents or maybe catalyst, sometimes maybe thermal, sometimes maybe it is photolytic photolysis, it will be converted into product. But what happening in the substrate? There is a two things which can happen with respect to starting material. One is breaking of bond, and making of bond, making of new bond gives a product. So any type of reaction you take, generally the existing bonds breaking is taking place and simultaneously, or maybe it is formed it makes a new bonds and it is converted into product. And today class I am going to discuss with respect to the breaking of bonds. So if you look at the organic chemistry, in organic chemistry, atoms are held by the covalent bond, that is mutual sharing of electron, it formed a bond, and most of the cases we can see in organic chemistry all bonds are covalent bonds. If I take a covalent bond, that is cleavage of covalent bond or breaking of covalent bond. Generally, covalent bond can be cleaved into two types. One is homolytic cleavage, another one is heterolytic cleavage. We call it as homolytic fission or homolysis. When we see this kind of cleavage in covalent bond, let's take a simple general representation. I am taking A atom having a electron and B atom is having electron and mutually shared, which formed a bond, and this bond we call it as covalent bond. And the condition of homolytic fission is if A and B, these electronegative difference approximately equal, then these cases we can see homolytic cleavage. Homo means same, fission means or lysis means chopping. And due to this homolytic cleavage, whatever the bonded electrons are there, which is again taken care of A atom and B atom, which forms free radical, A free radical and B free radical. In always homolytic fission, there is a formation of free radical takes place. And generally, in organic chemistry, most of the time, we represents with arrows. We have different arrows, and every arrow have its unique meaning. And while using these arrows, little bit you have to take care of its representation. Here, how we will represent a homolytic region, and generally we use a curved arrow. And this is again two types. One is half-headed arrow and full-headed arrow. Generally, if you write in this fashion, it is called as full-headed arrow. If we represents in this fashion, we call it as half-headed arrow or fish hook arrow. Fish hook curved arrow. So what is this representation and what is the importance of this arrow? And whenever we are looking at the curved arrow, there is a two parts will be there. One is head part and this is tail part. Here also similarly head part and tail part. And what is the representation here is, whenever we are writing a curved arrow, always we are shifting electron from tail positions to head position. That means from here, whatever the tail, it will represents where we are taking electrons, and head represents where we are deporting these electrons. If it is a single electron transfer, always we use fish hook arrow or half head arrow. If we are shifting a pair of electrons, always we use head complete full head arrow. Here we are using the single electrons transfer is taking place between the atoms. How I can represent here? This electron is shifted to A atom and here this is shifted to B atom. As a result of homolytic cleavage, always there is a formation of free radical is taking place, and this is the representation of homolytic cleavage. If you take a general example, for example, chlorine atom, if I am taking, how it can be cleaved, Cl and Cl, and chlorine, the electronegativity difference will be 0 because both is having same, and the mutual sharing of electron which is formed a covalent bond between the chlorine and chlorine. Here we get a chlorine free radical and Cl free radical and Cl free radical. This is the one type of cleavage we can see with respect to the covalent bond, and other type is heterolytic fission. Heterolytic fission or heterolysis. And in the case of homolytic cleavage, we have seen that whenever the bonded atoms having same electronegativity are approximately equal, then only we can see homolytic cleavage. Here in heterolytic cleavage, always the bonded atoms should have electronegativity difference, then only we can see heterolytic or heterolysis. Let us assume I am taking a one atom, one molecule A and B, which is formed by mutual sharing of electron. Let us assume A is having high electronegativity than B. High electronegativity than B. Now due to this electronegativity, A can drag its bonded pair of electrons. These two called is bonded pair of electrons. It can be dragged towards the A atom. As a result of this, we get ions. Now these two, whatever the electrons are there in the covalent bond, which is migrated towards the A, and A will get negative charge and B will get positive charge. As a result of heterolytic cleavage, always we will get ions. Similarly, if I take a condition 2, if B is greater than A, how we can represent A and B? Now B is having more electronegativity, then the bond polarization takes place towards the B. As a result, we get A plus and B minus. And the condition is here, A and B should not have same electronegativity and they should be different, then only heterolytic cleavage is taking place. Most of the time in organic chemistry, we see heterolytic cleavage. Even we see homolysis with respect to the free radical formation, but most of the time we play with heterolytic cleavages. Only thing is you have to understand where the bonded pair of electrons which is migrated, and that atom will get a negative charge, other atom will get a positive charge. And here we are using a full head arrow, and here also there is a tail part which is representing where the bonded pair electrons we are shifting, and head part is representing where we are deporting the electrons here. So these two electrons now it is migrated into B, and this is the where we are using. In this case, previous case, you can see here, this is the tail part, we are taking bonded pair of electrons, it is migrated to the A, and this is the notation we have to represent. And most of the time, whenever we are writing homolytic and heterolytic, we won't use any arrows, any words, always we represent with the its meaning with respect to the arrows. And that's what I said, whenever you are using arrows, little bit precautions you have to take, otherwise the meaning completely it will changes. Let's take an example. If I take a heterolytic cleavage, for example, I am going with a HF, and how the HF is cleaved, and you know that fluorine is having higher electronegativity than hydrogen, and the bonded pair of electrons which is shifted towards fluorine, as a result which will get is H plus and F minus, 2 ions. And if you see here, why we are writing a positive charge and why we are writing a negative charge. If you take a hydrogen, hydrogen is 1s1, that means one electron will be there, and in the nucleus one proton will be there. Now what happens, due to the mutual sharing of electron, it is formed a HF. Now fluorine is a more electronegative element, it is dragged towards the fluorine side. Now hydrogen electron is migrated to fluorine side. Now hydrogen don't have any electrons. Here I am removing the electrons. Now whenever you are writing a atom, the number of protons and number of electrons should be equal, then only we write as a neutral atom. Whenever we represent hydrogen, that means one electron should be present and one proton should be present. Electron is having negative charge and proton is having positive charge, and overall charge on the hydrogen atom is 0. Now in the case of hydrogen, the electron is completely migrated towards the fluorine side, and what charge is left here? Electron is lost, the remaining charge is positive charge, and we are writing on the hydrogen. Similarly, if you take a fluorine, the atomic number of fluorine is 9. One S2, 2s2 and 2p5. So total 9 electrons should be there, and in the nucleus 9 protons should be there. So 9 electron, 9 proton if it is present, The fluorine will be there in the neutral state. But fluorine atom has taken electron from hydrogen atom. How many electron it has taken? One electron which is taken here. Now total number of electrons it becomes 10 with the fluorine, and we have 9 protons in the nucleus. Now overall charge becomes -1, and that we will represent on the fluorine. So whenever we are writing plus and minus, plus represents which is having excess of proton, minus represents which is having excess of electrons rather than proton. So this is the representation we use, H plus and F minus. Hence, in conclusion, the covalent bond can be cleaved in two ways: homolytic cleavage and heterolytic cleavage. Continuation of topic we will discuss in next class. Thank you.